You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Let's bleed, shall we? Oh, it's time to bleed. All the hostages in the building. Moaning.
Morning.
How are you this fine day?
Well, very busy, Drew. Honestly, I don't know where all the hours go. Honestly, it's so tiring, isn't it? You have to try and switch off sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, it's a thankless thing that we do here. And when I say thankless, I mean it on all angles. And most people appreciate what we do. Most people don't. Most people appreciate it. The others just don't pay attention. And then there's some people that are just along for the ride, but either way, we do what we do with integrity. Let me get this roll call in real quick. Big Drew in the building. Anwar Willis, Amujali, Ratchet since 91, Shogun 76, Chris Ray, Jay Gett, Dwayne Jones, Alfred. What up, brother? Eric H, Daniel Mitchell, Demon Kennedy, Big Homie Coop, Rick Blackwell, Thrill Hill, my brother, Oak Park, Boxing. That's a solid dude. Salute to you and your beautiful wife, my brother. And the baby. Calvin Johnson, TC, Black Alpha, Vince. What up, brother? Rod Neal in the building, Jelly Bean, Chilltown Majors. Shawa, salute, sis. Cursor, what up? Jerome Truitt, Boxing MMA, Robert Singleton, Jose Diaz. Oh, it jumped on me. J. Wayne Citizen, Jerome Truitt, Bert, what up? D, what up? Queen, salute, sis, how are you? Akando, what up? Shemaine Callahan, Kevin Dunbar, Jeff Spark in the building, Spur Good Marshall, Boxing and Barbecue, Nostradamus Ellaby, Santi L, Simon Bridgman, Jason, Albert Doughty, JC in the building. If I missed you, just know that I love you. All right, let's get started. Man. I don't want to waste any time with this, man. So this article comes out. Boxing promoter Bob Arum named as witness in Daniel Kinahan racketeering case. So I read the article, but let's break down what's the latest.
Yeah, first of all, what we got to remember, Drew, is that this case is not listed until March 2024.
Right.
Okay, so this is not something we're going to see very soon. Also, obviously, by then, we would all hope that the Kinahans would be in custody. So, at some stage, this case, although it's a good headline, it's so far ahead that it maybe not as have as much impact as what we're going to see happening, in the coming months.
Yeah, they were talking in the article as if, they mentioned as if Daniel Kinahan would be taking a stand. I said he's not even in custody yet. So that means they either plan on him surrendering or they plan on picking him up between now and 2024. But, remember, audience, I told y'all, this is not going to happen overnight. This is going to be over a couple of years. 3 years might pass and Deontay might be leaving the sport. And then all of this stuff will start coming out when it's over with. You understand? So this is not overnight. This isn't a movie. This ain't going to happen in a couple of hours. The truth is going to come out, though. But I just found this this article very interesting. I said 2024, and they're talking like Daniel's. They never mentioned that he's on the run. That's another thing that I found very interesting. The man's on the run. The man still got a $5 million bounty on his head. They never mentioned that. These are things that we bring to you. So this is just another media trick. I just want y'all to know that. You just see these two men here, and you think they're just a couple of dudes in business. It's not like that. The guy on the right is a criminal. The guy on the left is a fucking informant. He's been an informant. He's been an informant. You understand? Daniel Kinahan still, did they lift the $5 million bounty on his head? No. There's still a ban list. I would love to see that list. Over 1,000 people that can't fly. I want to see the goddamn Americans on that list. And I bet you it's motherfuckers you never heard of, but where they reside at. Probably Las Vegas, Nevada, or close to it. Man, this is one big fucking, this is a clusterfuck. And again,
and also, Drew, another sinister turn in the case. Okay, we remember the Kinahan Hutch feud, the shooting at the Regency Hotel. Well, Daniel Kinahan has put a $5 million bounty on the head of Jerry the Monk Hutch, who is on trial now in Dublin. So he's reversed it now, and he's put a $5 million. I sent you the link to the story. Have you seen it? In your Instagram, right? It's right. So click on, if it's Nicola Talent, if you click on that story and read it, Daniel Kinahan has issued a $5 million reward for someone to kill Jerry the Monk Hutch, who's on trial at the moment for the Regency Hotel murder of Gary Byrne, or David Byrne. Sorry, David Byrne. You got the story?
Let me see. Chilling called the Sunday World claim we won't miss Daniel Kinahan next time. No, they put there's a $5 million bounty. Let me see if I can go and find it. Where did I send it to you? Is this the one that I just read? That's the one you're talking about?
No, go above that. Okay. Go above that. It's the one. How about this drop today? And then it says Irish Mirror. Kinahan crime cartel reportedly offering. You got it? Three above in the Instagram, the one that you clicked on just a minute ago. And I wrote to you, how about this drop today?
Okay, I got it. Let me get that.
Right, honestly, this will blow your mind. This really will.
This guy, Daniel Kinahan, boy, this guy's, yup, I got it. Oh, yeah. Let me pull that up. Meanwhile, this guy's in our sport, y'all. Just want to let you know that. I'm pulling that up right now. Look at this. Look at this, family. I'll read it. Kinahan crime cartel reportedly offering $5 million bounty for assassination of Jerry the Monk Hutch. It is also believed that the hefty prices have been placed on the heads of known associates of the 58-year-old currently on trial at a special criminal court. Tell us about this.
Right. Well, what's happened is that Jerry the Monk Hutch is on trial, right, for organising the Regency Hotel attack at the weigh-in, where one of the Byrne family was shot dead. Okay, Jonathan Dowdall, the man in the top right-hand corner, is turning state's evidence like Sammy Gravano for a deal. However, in all those deals, they testify first and then get sentenced afterwards, obviously. But Jonathan Dowdall, who's given evidence against Jerry the Monk Hutch, was sentenced last Monday, and he's got 4 years in jail. So he could turn into Frankie Five Angels on the witness stand and collapse the whole case, and it wouldn't affect him. So I believe there's some kind of cunning plan that's come up with Jerry the Monk Hutch, where the main witness against him gets sentenced before he testifies, and now he's got no incentive to give good, clean testimony. He can just collapse a trial and say it was all a load of nonsense. Okay, that's one side that's going on at the moment. The other side is that Daniel Kinahan has now issued $5 million bounty on Jerry the Monk Hutch and a big bounty on any of his associates. That's why the criminal court's surrounded by armed police and everything. And this is the person that now, Daniel Kinahan, that's in boxing. And he is going to destroy boxing. When it all comes out, Drew, honestly, we will see, and I've been saying it till I'm blue in the face, that we will see some huge names in boxing fall over this. But it won't be tomorrow or next week. It will be over the course of time. And the key will be once the Kinahans get taken into custody. And I remain convinced that they are sitting now directing authorities around the world and to dismantle global drug dealing on a scale we've not seen before. And once they finish that, then I believe they will go into custody, because there's no way that this has been going on too long. It's like a slow motion car crash, isn't it?
This is bad. And you see, the reason why we're going through all of this, family, listen, y'all don't know. We didn't know who the fuck Daniel Kinahan was until pretty much fairly recently. And when I watched that documentary and that shootout happened at a fucking weigh-in, first of all, the gun laws is different. You would see a shootout happening at a weigh-in, that you would think that's more of an American thing. I mean, gun laws is different in every state, for fuck's sake. You would think that ignorant thing would have happened like over here a dozen times by now. It hasn't happened one time that I recall. If I'm wrong, somebody pull up the article. But when this shit happened, I'm like, what's going on over there? And this is where Daniel Kinahan had to escape dressed in drag or some shit. That's what it was. I mean.
And also, Drew, you got to understand, this attack, they used AK-47s that belonged to the IRA. So the IRA were involved in this. But they discovered the AK-47s, the police. A few days later, they stopped a car and recovered the AK-47s, and the bullets that were used have been traced back to a weapons stash of the IRA. So it was Jerry the Monk Hutch and the IRA versus the Kinahans and MI6. Honestly, that's what it really basically is. Like, this attack was by masked men, and even the Yarde, the Irish police, they stood down. So there might have been collusion there, and that's what they're worried about. That Jerry the Monk Hutch has got hundreds of corrupt police officers serving and retired. Daniel Kinahan has got hundreds of Irish police officers corrupt, serving and retired. Now, if they release those names, it will cause the biggest scandal in Irish history. So that's why they're a bit concerned about this. This goes so deep, Drew. You can't believe how deep this goes. And this is political. Okay, this is geopolitics, paramilitaries, everything's involved. And now Daniel Kinahan has put a $5 million bounty for anyone who can assassinate Jerry the Monk Hutch. Now that tells you what kind of people that you're dealing with.
And this guy that's on this hit list, Daniel Kinahan, part-time is washing his dirty money in the sport of boxing.
Exactly. To the tune of hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. He's corrupted hundreds of boxers. He's corrupted referees. He's corrupted judges, trainers, presidents of associations, lawyers. Right. And once it all comes out, I'm telling you, honestly, I know I feel like the boy that cries wolf, but once the wolf arrives, you'll go, oh dear, he was right. I mean, we've been proved right on the things that we spoke about back in April. As we've gone forward, we spoke about Bud, we spoke about other people and these kinds of carryings on, and Sugar Hill. Well, all this is going to come out.
I ran into Sugar Hill, right?
Yeah, I did see him over your shoulder.
that was epic. I didn't even know he was going to be in a building. But it goes to show you how the universe works, because I had no idea he was in Anthony Durrell's corner. And I looked, I said, the fuck? Right? And we caught eyes. And, he turned away. I said, oh, yeah, he knows who I am. But there was no need to have a conversation. I didn't want to talk to him. He didn't want to talk to me. When I had my back turned, I was talking to Marcellus. You know, Marcellus kept looking. I'm looking. And, you know, I laughed and I said, yeah, you know, that guy knows who I am. So that's when I put up the camera. And I said, in concert, nice and loud. And goes to show you how the universe works, because Anthony got his shit rocked really bad. And I didn't see him losing like that. I picked Plant to win by a split decision. I didn't see him losing like that, though. But he knocked the shit out of him. And I learned two things. Number one, well, actually learned one thing. That night, I didn't know. He said, ain't no white boy ever gonna beat me. I said, oh. But the day before, he had a bunch of people coming to his weigh-in, and I would say 90% of them were white people. I said, well, shit, why would he say that? That's kind of crazy. Then when he got knocked silly, I remembered, I said, man, didn't his brother Andre say that he told Mark Breeland to throw the towel in on Deontay when he fought Fury the second time? And he was grandstanding on it. Now, you know, look, man, I was salty at that. And I know it was Andre, it wasn't Anthony, but, you know, silence is co-signing. Anthony didn't say, well, you know, I wasn't with that, but whatever, stand by your brother. But then you ran out and got Sugar Hill, and you got ran out the ring. And then he lied a couple of days later and said, yo, I never said that. If you could find a video of me saying ain't no white person gonna beat me, I got 10K for you. So shout out to Ohio Runs Boxing. He pulled that shit up immediately. So Anthony, run that man his money. But that's just the universe walking. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's all coming out in the wash. Anything you say can and will be held against you in the court of law. This is gonna happen. And all of these, some of you are here, y'all like, well, what is this? This is all connected, man. These guys you see on the screen are at war with Daniel Kinahan or affiliated with him in some way, shape, or form. I would love to get Barry McGuigan on my show. The stories he has, how many fighters he had that MTK came up and snatched up right from underneath him. There was nothing they could do about it. I would love to talk to Barry McGuigan. Y'all even know who the fuck he is? Former fighter, promoter, doing the best he can, and here comes this goddamn drug lord, because that's who he is, snatching all of those fighters. And he stood in the pocket. He wasn't afraid. You know, I was fearful. When I saw the documentary, I said, man, I'm scared for this man's life. But he stood in the pocket. You understand? So Daniel Kinahan, these are the type of people that we're dealing with in boxing. And this guy, the easiest way, the oldest way to wash your dirty money is in boxing. And we're saying all of that to say this. Well, Drew, why you? Some of you motherfuckers are new here. Why are you bringing this up? This guy is at war. Daniel Kinahan and some of these guys be in business with Daniel Kinahan. Well, who's Daniel Kinahan? Tyson Fury's best friend. And I've yet to see American media even mention who the fuck he is. And I'm gonna show y'all. The first time I've even heard the name was right here.
Hello there. I'm just after getting off the phone with Daniel Kinahan. He's just informed me that the biggest fight in British boxing history has just been agreed. Get up there, my boy!
Right over y'all head, but right in our face. Right over y'all head, but right in our face. When I heard that name, I was like, who's that? I'm thinking he's a promoter from across the pond that we never heard of. So I went to Google and I said, this can't be the guy. There's got to be another Daniel Kinahan. I looked and looked. I said, nope, this is him. This is him. And then the documentary came out. And I said, I can't believe that American media, as nosy as we are, as much as we like to dig in people's business, every black person or brown person that gets murdered by law enforcement, the first thing they do to us is what? They want to know what kind of criminal history we had. Like they did to George Floyd, knee on the neck. He eventually dies. And what do we find out after he dies? He had a drug problem. He had several arrests and all kinds of weird shit. Irrelevant. As nosy as we are, nobody wanted to just like find out what is his relationship with this guy. Get the fuck out of here. And now Bob Arum is cooperating. Salute to Black Fight fan. Now this man is cooperating with the law. They're telling you by 2024 they're gonna have their mitts on this guy. They're telling you that. They're telling you they're gonna get their mitts on him. And when he takes the stand, we're gonna know everything. And I'm not gonna be shocked. I'm gonna be sitting back here talking about I told you so. I'll do a fucking marathon stream. When he takes the stand, I won't be able to wait. I can't wait for it. Simon
Yeah, and also, just one quick thing though, Drew. We got to remember that when people behave badly, they behave badly, and it doesn't matter who does it. We always call them out. So if it means that they're white, they come from African American community. If they act bad, they get called out, and that's what people have got to remember. And you've got to prepare yourself for some very, very big names that a lot of us idealise, and a lot of us, are going to have a lot of our illusions about them shattered over the next few years. Some very, very big names.
And I can't wait. And a lot of those names, some of those people will be people we never heard of, but I believe most of them will be people who be like, oh shit. I love to see those names. Simon Bridgman in that super chat, he says, salute Drew and Art. I think the authorities are looking at their own interests until they arrest this crime lord. And he brings a lot of wealth a lot of wealth worldwide. He got a lot of people on the payroll, brother. Of course. He got cops on the payroll. I mean, what could you feel helpless when this guy got cops and lawyers and shit on the payroll? Some of these people are taking money, and I guarantee you when they take the witness stand, they be like, look, he gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. I didn't need the money, but I took it because if I didn't take it, you know, he said, yo, I know where your wife go to work every morning. I know where your kids go to school. It's going to be that kind of thing. I was scared. This guy has access to things that, you know, so I just took it and I just didn't want to deal with it. I was scared from that's what 99.9% of these motherfuckers going to do.
Yeah, and also remember some of the corrupt police officers. There's a senior Yarde analyst, senior Irish police analyst, who owns an airport, an aerodrome, that in the last 6 months, 1.5 tons of cocaine have been smuggled through. Wow. 1.5 tons of cocaine have been smuggled through a mid-island aerodrome that's owned by a senior Irish police analyst who's serving today. That's how deep this goes.
That's crazy. Yo, listen, look at this. Look at this. I'm going to read this for the family. Mr. Hutch of the Paddocks, Clontarf, denies murdering the father of two, David Byrne, at 33. 33 years old, at the Regency Hotel in Dublin, February 5th, 2016, during an attack at a boxing weigh-in event. That's the infamous shootout. Some of that is on video, y'all. Mr. Byrne, 33, was shot dead when 3 masked gunmen with assault rifles disguised as ERU Yarde stormed the hotel along with an armed man wearing a flat cap, as well as one dressed as a woman in a blonde wig. I'm gonna stop right there. This is crazy. This is something out of a movie, y'all. This is something out of a movie. And this guy, all of these guys, all of this shit is. You heard him just say boxing event, right? Daniel Kinahan has his octopus arms in the sport. Now, some of you rub elbows with these UK channels saying that you're just there for the boxing content, whatever. So here's what I'm going to ask y'all. Are they talking about this? Or are they just ignoring it? Are they just ignoring the bullshit? They ignoring it? Are they ignoring that this man's involved in the sport? Is this what they're doing? ESPN ain't talking about this guy having, not this guy Monk, but Daniel Kinahan involved. $5 million bounty on his head. ESPN hasn't said a fucking thing. You know why? This motherfucker's in ESPN that's on that no-fly list. I'm convinced.
I'm convinced as well that the ESPN and Sky have all been doing business with Kinahan over the last years to the tune of tens of millions of dollars. And so, yes, I believe, Drew, that there are executives at Sky, executives at ESPN who could be on the no-fly list, and that's why they're keeping quiet. And they want to be treated the way the banks were treated when they got caught laundering money for the Mexican drug cartels, when the bank paid a fine and no one was indicted. And that's what I think ESPN would like to do: pay a big fine and then let's move on. No one's indicted, and we'll see what happens. As I say, it's how far authorities want to go with this.
And they need to go as far as they can. And when all of this evidence, and I want you guys to understand, when all of this evidence comes about, when the dust settles and we start seeing convictions, and like I said, this ain't happening until 2024. When they start having convictions and people, when our jaws drop, when Bob Arum says, okay, if he, listen, because Bob Arum could die. He's like 90. He could die between now and 2024. And 2024 is when the case is starting. So right now, he might have things written down, like in the event that I die from natural causes. Okay, this is the information that somebody has to, I guarantee you he has legal counsel. This is what I want said. This is the list of names. In the event that I go between now and 2024 and whatever, you know, he could die during the case. And I'm not being morbid. It's reality. Bob Arum is almost 100. No bullshit. No bullshit. But here's how the universe works. You see why he's around for so long? Think about it, y'all. 20 years ago, he was 70. And that was 20 years ago. I was like in 2000. And some of us had made jokes, morbid jokes. Man, why is Bob Arum still alive? You know, morbid jokes. But is it starting to make sense now? Because everything that he's done has led to this moment. Does it make sense? And if you think that he doesn't have a written affidavit somewhere that he gives to his lawyer, look, in the event that I don't wake up tomorrow, when this case goes down, this is what I want read. And this is who is involved. And he's going to put the fuck to every last one of these motherfuckers.
You got to remember that Bob Arum's a lawyer himself.
Yes. Right. Lawyer by trade. He's not a dumb. And he has all of his marbles.
And also, his testimony, even if he's dead, his testimony could still be included in court cases. But I think, Drew, before this particular case comes up, we're going to see the Kinahans will be arrested and they will be on much, much, much more serious charges, because this is only a civil case. But what this also does is with regards to the RICO Act, the Racketeering Act, in a civil case. But once they get a judgment in this, they can automatically turn it into a criminal case under RICO legislation. So that should be another thing that they can do. That's why they want to go down this route.
Now watch this. While all this is going on and they start seeing names, and these names start telling the truth to cover their ass, we're going to hear a lot of things. Okay, you're looking at 2 to 5 years. These are just regular white collar people. You think they even want to serve a month in prison? No. They're going to be like, yo, because you've been dealing with this shit, I don't care if you was a motherfucker at the popcorn stand. You're looking at 3 years. What are you going to do? Look, I felt threatened. Okay, well, you can no longer sell popcorn. You're not going to jail, but you can no longer sell popcorn. You can no longer referee ever again if it means you won't go to jail. You think those refs ain't got day jobs? They be like, fuck it. I don't have to ref anymore. That was just a quick $10,000. I could do without that because I don't want to go to jail. You know, look, my son Jose got a fucking graduation next week. I don't want to deal with that. I'll never ref again. That's fine. That kind of shit. And when the dust settles, when all of that shit, and you find out just who is involved in boxing, Deontay could come in and say, yup, told y'all, I'm suing all of you. I'm suing ESPN. I'm suing the WBC. I'm suing these refs. I told y'all I knocked that man out. I told y'all my water got poisoned. But we can't prove that. Or can you? Or can you? You can't prove it, no. Everyone's talking about, where's the toxicology report? Who the fuck gets a toxicology report directly after a goddamn fight? You're not thinking about that. You're just wondering if you were sick. The only fighter that went and got a toxicology report was who? Yuriorkis Gamboa. And I still want to know what the fuck happened. Yuriorkis Gamboa said I wasn't feeling right. And he went to the hospital and got it. And he claimed he had evidence that he was fucked off in that fight. That's what he claimed. Now, I don't know what happened past that. But why did he do that? Everybody started changing how they did things after what? Wilder Fury 2. There ain't no cheating in boxing, but what almost happened on Shockey Foster? Why is everyone checking gloves? Why is everyone checking water, bringing water? Do y'all know what? You know what? Let me shut up. Because there's some things that I got that I've been told in confidence. But it's fucking jaw-dropping. That's why I stay on this so much. But when the dust settles with this, believe me, all the haters, they're gonna act like this. They were never like not on. They're gonna act like, oh, we never said Drew was crazy. We never said there was no cheating in boxing. No. Silence is co-signing. A lot of you motherfuckers laughed. We making excuses. All of this bullshit. On this level, like right now. How many motherfuckers just last month were saying Usyk will box circles around fucking Deontay? Well, we was looking for him in Saturday. There was no beef. I was looking forward to meeting with him. I was in contact with my boy Vasily, who used to work for HBO, who speaks that language. I said, yo, come on down to the Barclays. You can translate. But there was no need to call him. Why? Because Usyk can't show up. Now, and he was in America, by the way. He was in America. What the fuck? And D ain't call him out. He said he was going to show up. We weren't checking for him. We said, oh, good, he's going to show up. That's dope. Where was he? But motherfuckers going to act like that ain't happened, right? They're going to act like that didn't happen. Man, we were all here. Just last month, he could box Deontay's face in. Saturday, where the fuck was he? I'm saying. Y'all motherfuckers have selective memories.
Yeah, and also, Drew, I wanted to say, sorry to interrupt you, and it's important to know that when you said, you know, a referee would get $10,000, yes, but with the Kinahans, it would have been $1 million. We are talking about such huge amounts. The reason why this stuff happened and goes so deep is the kind of money. For example, Sugar Hill, okay, with the stuff he did with Tyson Fury, he may have got $1 or $2 million. You know, judges would, where they'd normally get bribed with $10,000 or $100,000 on a big fight, they'd get $1 million off the Kinahans. That's why the Kinahans, every door was open to them. The sheer vast amounts of money for bribes were like 10 times what has ever been paid before. That's why no one could ever compete with them. So if you had taken a bribe before of $10,000 and someone offers you $1 million, well, you're going to jump on board, and it's going to attract a lot of people who may not have been corrupted before, where they thought $10,000, it's not worth the trouble. But if someone offers you $1 million to throw a fight, it's a lot different. So that's one of the things that why people don't understand what was involved. When you got that kind of figures, that's why so many people who wouldn't have been corrupted before have allowed themselves to be corrupted.
I want to remind people, Wilder Fury 3, we didn't know. I was just online reading, and they said referee switched from Ortiz to Mora.
Yeah. 2 days before, wasn't it?
It was about 4 days before, and I'm reading this shit. I said, wait a minute. And I said, I know that guy. And I went to good old Google. And I said, this is the guy from the Abner Maris fight. And if y'all never saw that fight, go watch it. There was like 400 low blows. I've never seen that. And Mares got the nod in that fight. Ekbeko got hit in the. I'd be shocked if he could have babies. That's how bad it was. And I said, what the fuck? Why would they switch it to this guy? I called Tay Jones. I said, bro, why'd they switch the ref? He said, what are you talking about? I said, I'm looking online, they just switched from Ortiz to Russell Mora. Ortiz is now doing a co-main event. Why the fuck would they do that? And that was Russell Mora's first heavyweight title reffing assignment, that something like that. And he said, I don't know. He said, ain't no matter. We're gonna have to get rid of Fury in 4 rounds, which he technically did, but they botched the count. Surprise. I said, oh shit. Why'd they do that? Why him? Why him? Because he's already been compromised. If y'all think we making this shit up, look it up. Why the fuck? And then the judges, and then the slow count. You heard? I didn't hear this until I got home. Andre Ward said, "Yo, that was a slow count." And then you hear Lennox Lewis saying, "Yo, he's supposed to pick the counter from," and it sounded like someone stopped Lennox from talking, like someone probably hit him on the shoulder. Yo, chill. It was an extremely slow count. Andre Ward said that. I was like, what the fuck? So when we say, yo, the fix was in, and then, of course, round 11, Fury's bouncing around like it's round 1. Oh, I'm sorry. The fight was supposed to happen in July. Didn't happen until October. He had COVID, but left the country, came back, and on fight day, he had injections in his elbow, but he's bouncing around in round 11 like it's round 1. Like he never got dropped on the floor.
Yeah, not that I could ever have got any evidence, but I think that he had methamphetamine dissolvable in water, and he was drinking that, and that's why he got that rush at the second half of the fight in the 11th round. I mean, Tay Jones would know about that. It's methamphetamine. You dissolve it in water, so he could have a bottle there with methamphetamine in, which he could use during the fight, which will give him a boost. Okay, totally illegal. But yeah, you've got to remember as well, though, when people ask about these outrageous claims, because they say, well, they wouldn't do that for. Well, when you're talking about millions of dollars, like that ref who came in, he might have been paid $2 million, whereas normally you can bribe someone for $10,000. That's why all of this did happen.
I want to see
millions of dollars. Sorry,
I want to see the bank accounts.
Yeah, well, no. Listen, OFAC would have done all of that, Drew. I can assure you. Like, they would have all that information.
Did you hear what Derek Chisora said a couple of days ago? I'll play it. Let me play this.
Well, it's happening, isn't it?
It's happening in God's hands, bro. It's happening. I'm buzzing. No, yeah, I'm not buzzing yet. I'm just sizzling it up.
Doing what you do, mate.
Marinating.
Yeah, but I've seen you in the gym, and you've been simmering nicely, ticking over. Did you always know that this fight was happening December the 3rd? Because I spoke to you actually on FaceTime 2 days ago, said to you about this press conference. Where is the press conference, Derek? When's it happening? You're like, don't know, mate. Don't know.
I knew I'll be fighting in December, first week of December. I was told already I was fighting in the first week of December.
Listen to this, y'all.
I cannot tell you, but I knew. I knew there was something, a big fight coming up. Yeah.
Derek, obviously, you've been in with Fury twice, and as you always do in every fight, you give it everything. But he won both fights. What can you do this time?
I've been the first fight. Listen, first fight, there was a bit of cheating going on in there. I can't talk about it now, but one day I will. Second fight, beat me fair and square. But second fight, he cheated a little bit.
Y'all heard that? And I fucks with Del Boy. But y'all heard that, right?
You have to read between the lines. Read between the lines. I like Derek Chisora. I believe that he should be paid very well so he can have a good retirement. I've never had anything against Derek Chisora, to be honest with you. I think he's not a bad fella. He's just trying to look after his financial interest. But he dropped that little line, you see. Read between the lines. Play it again, Drew.
Bring it back. And salute to Jermaine Bean. He said, keep on punching, Drew. I'm on the job, man. Salute to y'all. And salute to the family that came in. We just cooking right now. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, Steve Elder Mac, you sent me a bunch of the shit. I know. I got them all. I got them all like Pokemon. Let me bring it back.
He won both fights. What can you do this time?
I've been the first fight. Listen, First fight, there was a bit of cheating going on in there. I can't talk about it now, but one day I will. Second fight, beat me fair and square.
He said he won't talk about it, but one day he will. You hear that?
A second fight, he cheated a little bit.
He cheated a little bit.
Yeah.
How did he cheat?
Because the first fight, in the first round, he cut his glove and he thumbed in the eye in the first round.
Uh-oh!
There we are.
That's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, frog money, he did right. Crambo.
What? I'll bring it back for y'all.
Second fight, beat me fair and square. But second fight, he cheated a little bit.
He cheated a little bit.
Yeah.
How did he cheat?
Because the first fight, in the first round, he cut his glove and he thumbed in the eye in the first round. If you look at the fight in the first round, I could not see properly because he thumbed me because he cut the glove off. That's with a different trainer, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't complain about it at the time, I didn't even care,
I mean, Tyson would dispute that, Derek.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I hope you would, because I never brought it up. I don't need to bring it up. I don't really care about it. As long as he fights fair and square, we're cool.
Listen, Derek, the first fight was in 2011. Second fight was in 2014. Since then, you've both gone on that unbelievable careers.
Mate, amazing for him.
Talk to me. I fucking dare y'all. Derek Chisora has talked shit about all kinds of people in the division. He has absolutely no horse in the race with Deontay Wilder. He done got knocked out by Dillian White. He done fought everybody pretty much in the division in his era, except Deontay. And there's a few guys he didn't fight, but we ain't got no beef with Del Boy over here. He shows up and he shows out. Y'all want to call him a liar? Go ahead. I dare you. I double dog dare you. He's lying. And there's something that he said he can't talk about it. I saw another interview where Fury gave him a look at some fucking, they have an agreement that he's not allowed to talk about certain things. Did y'all see that? I saw it. Steve Elder Mack saw it. There's a zip your lip clause between him and Fury. He just said there's some things he can't talk about. What is that?
True, it's called an NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
Yep.
NDA, that's the legal term for it. And that is in all the contracts that they write. That's why they sometimes, and we wonder why sometimes boxers won't say the obvious. Well, if there's a non-disclosure agreement in the contract, well, that's why they can't talk about it. And I think that might even apply to people like Terence Crawford and other people and even Deontay Wilder in some respects. If he in the contract it says non-disclosure agreement, he's a gentleman and wouldn't break that. So when people say, why aren't you saying this? Why aren't you saying that? Well, sometimes legally they can't say that. So we need to actually, before we condemn or we say, come on, stand up and start shouting, we need to know the circumstances.
Y'all remember Fury fought Dillian White, and Bob Arum didn't go to the UK to watch his product fight. Is it making sense why he ain't go anywhere over there? He didn't go. Why not? You understand? Do y'all? How much more proof do you need? Derek Chisora of what the fuck? I was listening to that. I'm like, whoa, what? What? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Nobody said, don't worry. Nobody say anything. I got y'all. Y'all just heard it. It's on YouTube. That's where I got it. He said he was doing a little bit of cheating. What do you mean? He did some shit with the gloves. Does that sound familiar? Christian Hammer? Huh? Ain't this sound familiar? Oh, we're making it up. That's the Del Boy with the fucking Union Jack mask, spit water in fucking Vladimir Klitschko's face. He ain't got nothing to do with what's happening over here. But listen to what he said. And he can't talk about a lot of shit. Non-disclosure agreement. But I know we just making shit up. If you side with Tyson Fury at this current junction, you are a dick. I mean a major dick. I mean a big old fucking log. A ridiculous. I'm talking every adult film actor you could think of. And if you're thinking of them, you're, oh my God. Oh my God. With
Suck his dick again! Suck his dick again!
I can't stand y'all. It's right in front of you. Just say we don't give a fuck as long as Deontay lost. Just say it. I mean,
bro. Yeah, I want people to remember when I first came on and spoke to you back in April, and I said, I said at the time, that those people who support Tyson Fury are on the wrong side of this argument. And my perspective is I came into this investigating the criminal drug cartels. I didn't really know who Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, I know who they are as boxers and that, but when I came into this, I said I found wrongdoing, criminality from Tyson Fury. You mentioned the fights. I went back and looked and went, oh my goodness, yeah, they were definitely cheated 100%. So I had no favoritism. I came into this with an open mind, and at the end of the day, what people seem to understand, but what you'll see going forward, Drew, is they'll move the goalposts. What they'll say is, there's lots of cheating, it goes on all the time, rather than saying, no, it didn't happen. They say, yes, it's all over boxing, and then they'll move the goalposts again and keep trying to do that. But at the end of the day, what we said back in April is 100% true. 100% true. And I came into this from a different perspective. I didn't have no axe to grind. I had no favourites in this. I came into this with, a clear mind, looking at the criminal perspective, and then just discovered that certain fights Tyson Fury has cheated, blatantly cheated, and even the last fight in April with what's his name? Who was it? Dillian White? Was it the last fight in Wembley? Well, when he hit him with the uppercut, Tyson Fury pushed him with two hands to make him fall over. Well, that's illegal, and no one's ever said anything about it. That's illegal. The uppercut grazed his face, okay, and then he pushed him with two hands, made him fall over. Well, that's illegal in my book. I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean, that's illegal, though.
Well, it's illegal. A lot of people said the punch didn't land that hard. So
it didn't. It grazed him. It grazed him. You look at it again.
But you let the fans tell it. No, it was a hard punch. But just last Saturday, wait, let me read this super chat real quick. I'm about to go in on last Saturday. Jermaine Bean back in that super chat. He said, keep that jab in his face, Drew. I'm on a job, brother. Much love and appreciation. Look, man.
Last Saturday, that punch from Deontay Wilder, I felt it in the UK. Right? I mean, forget about that. And that was only one of them little quick right hands. He didn't throw it from his shoulder right forward, stretch his arm out. It was half a right hand, if you look at it.
Man, that punch landed. If you thought, let me explain something to y'all. We've all seen fixed fights. And I'm going to tell you straight up and down, you could not pay me to get fucking hit like that. You could not pay me.
The proof of the pudding was the genuine emotional reaction of Deontay Wilder at the press conference. He was genuinely worried. Now, if there was any doubt that anyone had, you've only got to look at the press conference afterwards. He was genuinely upset and worried for the safety of Robert Helenius. Right now, you can't manufacture that emotion. Okay, that is natural, and he was concerned. Okay, and that you don't see that in many professional boxers. I mean, Deontay Wilder knows how powerful his right hand is. And when it connects every time, I guarantee that he worries that the person's going to be very badly hurt, because that's the kind of man he is.
Yeah, he was genuinely worried. I'm about to play it right now. I'm uploading it right now on the slide. He was genuinely worried. But the irony behind the whole thing was the day before, when we went down to check the ring, and you know, I was just bullshitting. I asked him, I said, where you gonna lay him down? He said, right there. And I'll be damned. That's just where he laid him. I'll play the clip.
Yo, D, where he gonna fall at?
I think he's gonna fall right in front of this logo.
Right here?
Bomb Squad.
Right there, right there. He gonna fall right here. He gonna fall right here. Bruh. Bruh, he gonna fall right here. He gonna fall right here.
He gonna fall right there.
Yo, you. Yo. He said he gonna fall right there. He said he gonna fall right there. Yep, right there. Right there. He was right there. Bomb Squad, right there. He said he gonna fall right. He said he gonna fall right there. He gonna knock his ass down right there. I said, where you gonna fall at? He said, I'm gonna put him down right here. He said, I'm gonna put him down right here. Yeah. He said, he gonna put him right there. Man, I run to this ring like, remember the Ultimate Warrior? You run there and start shaking the rope and shit? No way.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Well, also, Drew, don't you remember 2 days before that, I did say I had a feeling it will be the first round knockout.
You did say that. You did say that. I was being like, you know, because I knew that they were going to go in there and box. You know, I was like, you know, I give Robert up to 6. Maybe he'll hang around to 6, and I could see him actually quitting on his stool. But round fucking 1, I said, whoa. Because I'm going to tell you, what was funny was when he was walking to get his hands wrapped, I said, yo, you know what? I said, I got you in 6. Between like 1 and 6. He said, yeah, that sounds about right. It could be 6. And then he looked at me and he stopped smiling. He said, oh, it could be sooner. He turned right into the bronze bomber right in front of me. And then he went back to Deontay. I said, oh, shit. It's like I blinked, like, what the fuck? The smile went away. He said, yeah, you know, it could be, that sounds about fair, you know, 6 or sooner. And then he went back to smiling again. I said, oh, shit. And he got him out of there in 1. You heard that punch? You can't fake that, man. Robert's fucking feet were off the ground, man. And he was looking to his left. When we erupted and started celebrating, I'm on the other video like, whoa. Is he up off the floor? He was still laying there. He laid there for like 3 minutes. That shit was scary, man. It was scary. And you guys, I saw that, Steve L. You guys in old media, you guys are so fucked up, man. Lyle Fitzsimmons, you're fucked up. And who's this other bastard? I got his tweet up here. This piece of shit. Montero, is this you? When did Bud join the LDBC? Because, you know, everything black related, you know, in boxing is LDBC related. That's how much y'all on our dick, and y'all don't even know why we exist. Y'all never spoken to anybody over here. You never spoke to 78. You never spoke to Black. Y'all don't know nobody over here. Y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all don't want to know why we exist. Well, let me tell you that you fucked up. And until you come and ask somebody in charge, you know what I'm saying, you might want to keep our fucking name out your mouth, because then you'll be painted as a racist. you piece of shit. You's a bum-ass dude. Motherfucker said the demographics, fancy word for the niggas, needed to see Deontay beat somebody that looked like Robert Helenius. Well, you want me to go here, y'all? You want me to go here? It had nothing to do with that. And what I'm about to say, I'm sure Deontay doesn't know, and it's not worth even sharing the information because he went to his room the next day, gave him a hug, put some love in his pocket, got him paid, okay? And Robert's all right, and he's riding off into the sunset. If he retires, that's fine. But let me remind y'all, last year, I had Lehman Brewster on my show. Lehman Brewster is blind in one fucking eye. He also retold the story to Ellie Seckback. Okay? Do y'all remember the story he told on my show? And then he told it again a little while ago to Ellie Seckback. The man is blind in one eye. When I asked him, me and Trick Nolte and the Sensei, we asked him what happened. Southern T, you remember that, right? He said he went across seas and he had a fight. And the fighter manipulated his glove and cut his eye up. And he never got sight in that eye again. That fighter that did that shit to him was Robert Helenius. Back when Robert had long hair and no beard. Do y'all remember when he looked like that? This is a while ago. This is a long time ago. Okay? Robert Helenius has been around for a while. His eye never healed. He's blind in one eye. He's legally blind. I am legally blind. Hold it down. Yeah. Non-looking ass. He's blind in one eye, y'all. That was against Robert Helenius. He said, man, that guy was hitting me and the fucking jab didn't feel normal. Overseas, again, another American fighter got cheated. Why would fucking Lehman Brewster lie about that? Go to my page and put his name in a search engine and watch the whole interview. It's called research. I'm not going to clip shit for y'all. Do your research. I didn't make it up. He said it. And guess what? I don't even know how it came up. We wasn't even talking about Robert Helenius. He was just telling the story. I think we told about cheating in boxing. And then he told that story. You understand? You understand me? Okay? All of this shit coming out. AJ losing the fucking Usyk. And they ask him, what kind of advice would you give someone coming up? He says, I don't know. I probably tell him don't get into boxing. He's telling you he's not satisfied or respects this sport. And he's a millionaire. I probably tell him don't get into boxing. All of this shit is look, the information is there. So what I'm saying is, universe is 360 degrees. You get what you put out. You don't mock God at all. So I find it ironic that Lehman Brewster tells me that story. I end up in Brooklyn and I had the pleasure of rubbing elbows with Team Bomb Squad. And I asked Deontay, where you gonna lay him down at? He said, right here. And that's exactly where he laid him. And he lost consciousness for about 3 minutes. And now he told my retirement. Now, I'm not God, man. But how crazy is that? Ain't that crazy? But, you know, I'm not saying shit, but I am saying shit. You know, the universe is 360 degrees. You get what you put out. You go to the gym and work out, do that for about 36 months. You feel better, and your look is a byproduct of how you take care of yourself. But if you sit around eating Takis all day and fast food for 36 months, how you think you're going to look? How you think you're going to feel? What the fuck is your doctor going to say? But you'll get online and talk about, yo, it's the LDBC's fault. I'm a fat fuck. Yeah, blame us. I'm trying to think of that Audio Slave lyric. Well, I've been watching while you've been coughing. I've been drinking life. No, I've been watching while you've been nauseous. I've been drinking life while you've been coughing. Some shit like that. And so I drink to health while you kill yourself And I got just one thing that I can offer. Gonna save yourself and take it out on me. You can take it out on us, but the facts are the facts. We've been telling you. Art Hotch has been telling you. We've been telling you. This shit is happening. Motherfuckers will be in court and they're gonna have to explain themselves. And when shit goes downhill and motherfuckers start going to jail and that list comes out and you see, well, why this guy don't ref anymore? I can't. Why not? Because I can't. I got kicked out of the sport of boxing. When Mauricio Silliman has to pay millions of dollars and if D decides, yo, look, see, I got cheated 4 or 5 years ago. I'm suing everybody. He don't need the money. But if he decides to sue everybody, you know it's not because he needs the money. It's to make a point. You're playing with people's lives financially. You're playing people's lives, like literally playing with their fucking lives. This is what the fuck y'all doing. And all of you clowns sitting there laughing and joking like this shit is, it's not funny, man. You could die in there. Now, D was sensitive to what he did to Helenius. Now, if he just paraded around the ring and just celebrated and did all that shit, and there was no hug the next day, y'all be talking about how much of a poor sport he is. I know y'all are. But being that he did that, y'all saying the fight was fixed. So that goes to show you there is no winning with us. We're the demographic. That motherfucker said it again. We're the demographic. We needed to see Deontay beat a white man. That's basically what he said. We needed to see Deontay beat up a white guy. As if he ain't beat up a white guy before. You motherfuckers say that no, we want to see him beat the shit out of fucking Tyson Fury. He wants that smoke again. Usyk said he was showing up. He's the one that inserted himself into that business, and he ain't show up. Has he been on Twitter talking about? Did anyone ask him in old media why you ain't show up? I'll be damned.
Well, Drew, I'll tell you what, Drew. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I predict that Deontay Wilder, if he fights Usyk in the first round, he'll have Usyk on the floor. He may recover, right, and it'll be all over in 2 or 3 rounds. And people, when they talk about Usyk being a southpaw, I think that plays into Deontay Wilder's right hand. When he jabs out with his right hand, he leaves an opening. All southpaws do, and I believe he'll connect in the first round. He may not knock him out completely, but I believe he'll be on the canvas first round, and it'll be all over in the 2nd or 3rd round. And Deontay will win it convincingly. That's what I personally see, because just to the sheer size, the size difference, and also his fighting style plays onto Deontay Wilder's right hand.
My only wish was that Malik Scott got a hold of Deontay about maybe 8 years ago. That's my only wish. But the boxing world has a problem now. They have a new fucking problem. And all the people, all the heavyweights that watch that shit, even the ones that are up and coming, they saw that shit and they saw what we saw. But they're calculating it different. They're like, oh shit. They saw lateral movement. He didn't run to the center of the ring and try and impose his will. There was a point where there was almost a clinch, but Robert showed his size and pushed Deontay off. I mean, he outweighed him by a goddamn 50 pounds. Pushed him off. Robert told him in that moment, yeah, I'm the bigger guy. He pushed him off. The thing is, they tried to walk him down like a bit like how Fury tried to do. But Robert didn't have the same talent that Fury has. Fury has some talent. But now the problem is 214 pounds. When he got off that scale, I said, that shit gonna say like 220, 221. That shit said 214. I was like, 214. What? He looked bigger than that. But I'm like, you good? He said, I'm at my happy weight.
Yeah, exactly. The happy weight. And also, you got to remember, at 215, Deontay Wilder still hits like a 260, 270 pound fighter.
Yeah, apparently so. Because that shit was loud.
Exactly.
Where we were sitting.
If ever I had to say there was a possible reflection on the Fury fight, was that Deontay Wilder bulked up too much. I would have still liked to see him fight at, say, 220. If he'd have gone into the Fury fight at 220, I think we'd have seen a different outcome.
Yeah, he admitted that. All right, he did.
Oh, right, okay.
He did. He said it fairly recently. I did a video on it. He said that they tried something, and that part didn't work out. And it showed. It showed. We're being honest. It showed. He didn't feel his best. I saw it in the fight, like round 3. He was huffing and puffing. I'm like, fuck. He got to get him out of there. In 4th round, he did. But once again, Russell Mora, in the Fantastic Four that I call them, they got away with it. They got away with the fucking count, man. But the fight was over, man. He dropped Fury. He slept him. And
and also, if Deontay is looking for the next 3 years to have maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 fights, well, to be honest, Malik coming in at this time, almost it makes you think there's divine intervention, because to me, that is a partnership that could actually literally dominate for the next 3 years. Dominate.
Yeah, it can. And I'm gonna
I know we could look back and say, if he'd have come in 8 years ago, well, the circumstances were different 8 years ago. There are so many wrongs that need to be put right, and Malik and Deontay want to do them together. And so now is the perfect time for that partnership, in my opinion. I
actually agree with you. I'm gonna tell you something else. See, these are the things that I've seen that people didn't see. When we got back to the hotel, everybody was there in the lobby, and I saw Gerald Washington. He's a big guy, man. Gerald Washington's a big guy. I was standing there listening to him talk to this other brother about the coaching style of Malik and what he's learned and things that he's implemented. And I should have put the fucking camera on and just gave a quick interview. But when I tell you he was praising what Malik has done with Deontay and what he's learned in that camp, because he was down there in the camp, and it was all praise. Like, yo, I'm learning so much. Gerald Washington sound like he was born again. That's what it sounded like. And I'm listening to Bill like, really? He's like, yeah, man. His mind is underrated. He said, you're gonna see, because there's a lot of people Malik is working with. He said, you're gonna see, man, this guy's brain it's uncanny. And I'm just sitting there listening to him like, wow, because the Deontay Wilder we saw on Saturday, we've never seen that before. We saw a disciplined fighter, and that was a counterpunch, man, off the fucking ropes. We never seen him do that before. We seen him bell rings, run in there and kill him. And that right there, family, don't I always say poor work output reflects leadership? He was winning, but everybody had to complain about his style. Who the fuck's fault is that? Mark Breeland. Mark Breeland ain't fight like that. Mark Breeland was a hell of a fighter. Was he not? From Brooklyn, right? But he stood around for fucking 10 years and collected a check and ain't show that man shit. And Deontay kept him on the payroll. And meanwhile, everybody in the world was telling him, I don't like his style, I like his style. Meanwhile, he's knocking people over. And Deontay was basically in there by himself, come to find out, because Mark Breeland ain't show him shit. He failed, and people want to attack Deontay for getting rid of him. Use a fucking turncoat and use a shit coach. Use a turncoat and a shit coach. Use a turncoat and a shit coach. Why? Drew, why you coming down on you? We from New York. Fuck you. How about this? Where's his other world champions now? I'll wait. Damn. Where are Mark Breeland's other champions? Most great coaches have at least 2. Ronnie Shields, Derek James. Their work speaks for itself. Mark Breeland had Deontay Wilder and who? Go ahead. I'm waiting. Don't worry about it. He was old and shaking and causing earthquakes, and he ain't show Deontay shit. But D was nice enough to keep his fucking turncoat ass on the motherfucking payroll. For him to listen to Andre Durrell throwing the towel. All right, I'm gonna throw in the towel. Why you giving that water? I ain't giving no water. We saw him giving him water. What the fuck? Don't talk to me about no motherfucking Mark Breeland. Deontay Wilder's style was his fault. The same style you was critiquing, then he gonna get on here and lie and say, well, you know, he ain't listen. Then he took his turncoat ass to the UK and shit all over Deontay. Y'all heard it. Who was he talking to? I think he was talking to Tunde and Spencer, was he not? Shit all over him. And then came back and said, I think I got set up. I told him I didn't want to talk about Deontay. Okay, so if you told him that and you sat your dumb ass there, once they mentioned Deontay, you should have been like, I'm not here to talk about that. I told y'all that. Why the fuck are they flying you out to the UK in the first fucking place? Why did they fly you out there because you ain't done anything else outside of work with Deontay? They want to talk about your fucking washed up career. I think you got a free vacation out of it. That's what I think. I think Daniel Kinahan paid for that shit, motherfucker. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all gonna come out in the motherfucking wash, and I can't wait. I do not feel sorry for no Mark fucking Breeland. I don't care. I don't care. You're gonna get what you fucking paid for, motherfucker. Fuck Mark Breeland. Motherfuck Mark Breeland. I give zero fucks. Well, sit your shaking ass down somewhere. You fucking turncoat. I fucking said it and I stand on. I've been saying it once I figured out what the fuck was going on. Y'all love him because y'all wanted him right there, not showing Deontay anything. Malik comes in, you see a different Deontay. Now he's giving lateral movement. He's using his reach and knocks someone out with a counter punch, going backwards, damn near. Y'all got a problem now. Everybody saw that. Everybody saw that. They were like, uh-oh. This is what we didn't want. Uh-huh. My only wish was that he got rid of his ass 8 years ago and brought Malik in.
You're also, though, Drew, you're also, in the lead up to the Helenius fight, I just noticed there was a sense of happiness in the Deontay Wilder camp. And I noticed that Malik, to me, is a trainer who would say to someone like Deontay, there isn't anything you can't do. Anyone says you're weak in any area is lying to you. Everything that you can do, you can be the best at. There's nothing off the table. And that has given Deontay the belief that he's got no weaknesses. And at the end of the day, that's the first time that someone will show that kind of faith in him to say there's nothing that you cannot do. And I think that there is a sense of, I don't know what it is, it's almost like an aurora of happiness that I noticed in that camp. Everyone was smiling, everyone was happy, and you can't manufacture that kind of stuff. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, I don't know, I'm only looking.
You're absolutely right, and I could say that because I witnessed it firsthand. I was around them, and I saw it. There was no nervous energy. Nobody was angry. There was no pressure. They were smiling. It was genuine. It was genuine. And I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. I was expecting like a tense atmosphere. It was like, I got to get this win. If I don't get this win, I'm really gonna pack it up for real. No, he was walking around with his wife and smiling and shaking hands. And he had like his family members was up from Alabama. They were there. Everyone was smiling. And Tay was smiling. Everybody was just like another day at the office. And when he said, yo, I'm at my happy weight, I said, all right, we good. I was more nervous. And when we were there, there was one fella right behind me that picked Helenius to win in 9. I shook his hand or whatever. I said, you sure? Right? And there were people behind us. We're like, what's going on? What's happening? And you hear me say on the video, he's setting them up. And when I said that, you know why I said it out loud? Because I'm sure D has done it. but I never saw it. And I'm actually sitting in an arena watching it live. I was like, oh shit, he's setting them up. And then as soon as I said, you know what, D's prepared to go 12. Boom! Nope. he damn sure ain't go 12. I said, what the fuck? I ain't never seen it like that. Deontay has gone to another level. And I know you're just Wilder fanboys and y'all just see. No, y'all didn't see it like how we saw it.
His footwork. I know it's only one round, but just look at the footwork of Deontay Wilder. The way that he's nimble, the way that he's mobile. The footwork in that is another clue. You know, the Deontay Wilder we saw in the ring against Robert Helenius is a completely different Deontay Wilder. It's as if someone has taken a millstone from round his neck and he's just doing what comes naturally.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Malik has unlocked him.
That's a great analogy.
This is a level that a lot of the naysayers and haters did not know. Hold on. They did not know that he had it in him like that. They didn't know that that he had this gear. They thought it was over. He just. How many times you heard people say Deontay's a one-trick pony?
Exactly, and sometimes if you keep hearing that, you can almost convince yourself it's true. And then Malik comes in and says, no, you're not a one-trick pony. There is nothing that you cannot do. And I think we saw a glimpse of that on that fight against Robert Helenius. And I think we will see that kind of Deontay Wilder going forward. And I can honestly say, I cannot see anyone in the heavyweight division, right, who will come anywhere near him if he continues to do what he is doing now. There is no one out there, no one at all who could come anywhere near him, honestly.
We got 3 years to find out. There's some stellar talent in there.
Yes,
and
there is.
I'm not going to write anyone off, but I'll say this. Everybody in the division thought he was done. And they thought that they had a chance. But what the fuck they saw on Saturday? They sat back and said, yo, hold on. This is a problem. The time for Anthony Joshua to have gotten Deontay, he'd have had a better chance about 5 years ago. I still think Deontay would have flatlined him, but he'd have had a better chance 5 years ago. Right now, he's knocking AJ out in 1 or 2 rounds. Big Easy says, Brother Nazeem Richardson saw it in him before anyone. I wish Wilder would have gotten to work with him also, Drew. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of trainers that would have loved to see Deontay work with, but I think we are where we're supposed to be with him in these trials. I mean, watching Deontay's career, it's like watching a movie. You know, the champion comes from humble beginnings, and he works his way up, and he has a high, and then when he's at the high, he meets a low. That low was Tyson Fury, but there was some bullshit going on with that, and the fans knew it. But being that he is who he is, they're gonna ignore it. They're gonna ignore us. They're gonna clown us. They're gonna clown him. But time is gonna reveal all truth on that. Evidence is with this Bob Arum shit and this racketeering shit. Bob Arum, racketeering, Daniel Kinahan, who's MTK Global, who was a major player last year, and now they're gone. And y'all want to act like y'all don't see any of this. But don't worry, we got you. Because we're not going to let this go. And they're telling you, by 2024, they're taking a stand, which means they plan on picking him up if he don't die in the process. But people are going to speak on it, and we're going to find out what happened in those Fury fights. All 3 of them. Because he admitted, I'm gonna go back to the article. Salute to Keith James in that super chat. He said Wilder is in a happy place. His video is fire. Get the, yo, bro. He was so calm. It made me uncomfortable how calm he was. I'm like, yo, bro, you fighting them all. I said, well, shit. If he's happy, why am I nervous if he's happy? He calmed me down with his energy. I said, shit. Let me calm down. And I calmed down.
Hey, Drew, I've just remembered something as well, right? You know when you get sportsmen want to go into music? Well, I saw Deontay Wilder's video of his music song. What a wonderful video, what a wonderful song. Honestly, it was absolutely marvellous. And if anyone out there hasn't seen it, please go and have a look at it. Honestly, it reminds me of 1987 when I was in Jamaica at the River Falls.
Yeah.
It reminds me, a beautiful song it is, and Deontay, right, the way that he is, and Mrs. Wilder's in there as well. It's a lovely song and video, and I recommend that everyone go and have a look at it. You know, sometimes it's very rare you see someone can make a crossover. But even in that video, you can just see he's happy, he's relaxed, and and I think that he recorded it when he was in camp or something.
I want to show y'all something. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? 6 weeks this man waits in here to do this. All right. Now I've been looking at him in the chat. He says Wilder's getting old. If the AJ fight doesn't happen until 2024, he's picking AJ. AJ, who just got his ass obliterated by a guy that's ducking Deontay Wilder right now. So this sucker comes in here and, damn, Wilder has UK fanboys. Bro, it's Bomb Squad over here. Why are you here? Don't block him. If you blocked him, unblock him. Unblock him. This is the type of shit we deal with. Let me be very clear. If there's a UK channel or an American channel or a Canadian channel or a Mexican channel and I see, and it comes up on my algorithm and it says Tyson Fury is really the GOAT and it's a live stream and there's like 200 people in it, why would I go there? Why would I go there? I'm not going there because I don't like the man. I don't like the man.
Yeah, well, speaking of which as well, Drew, okay, we all saw Tyson Fury clearly on cocaine 2 weeks ago being interviewed by Gareth A. Davis. Yes. He's got a fight with Derek Chisora on December the 3rd. My question is, where is VADA? Where is VADA? They're missing in action. Anyone giving a drug test to Tyson Fury at the moment, right, he will test positive. There is drugs going through his system. We saw him on TV the other week on cocaine. What's going on?
If any American black athlete, right, was on drugs or visibly talking like that and moving his nose around like a fucking pig, they'd be calling for drug tests right now. Let me show y'all something. Screen share. I'm gonna show y'all how to handle a troll. All right, y'all see this? You go to this piece of shit's name. It says right here, go to channel. All right, Brown Bomber 357 goes to about. He's been online for a year. You go to flag, right? Look, see that? Block user. Okay? We don't play with those guys. Y'all could time them out, but that's insult to injury. But when you see motherfuckers like that, we don't play with our food here. I'm not the big my big bro BFTB. I'm on the lines of the sensei. See, I'm like the sensei. We don't play with them. We get them out of there. I was watching them. Whenever you see me look this way, I'm watching the chat. I know who's family, I know who's not. Just because you put up a fucking picture of Joe Louis, that don't mean you family. So you waited 6 weeks to talk your shit. And you're free. You're saying if Wilder fights, waits till 2024 to fight AJ, you're picking AJ. That's your opinion. That's not what you got blocked for. You got blocked for violating my guy Art Hostage. You called him a Wilder fanboy from the UK and you laughed about that? You don't violate my fucking guest, you asshole. So,
mind you, Drew, if that's the worst that they could accuse me of, then I would just say, please continue. I base my support on facts. I base my support on the integrity, the humility, right, of the person that I'm supporting. And I don't think anyone can provide any evidence to the contrary that Deontay Wilder is a genuine, decent, honest, humble man. Okay, and anyone who can provide any evidence to the contrary, well, let's see it then. That's why I just ignore people like that, because they're lazy. They're lazy.
That's the word. They're lazy as fuck. He's a fan, but he's an anti-fan. He's here specifically to disrupt and hate. And when motherfuckers like that show up, Mutombo's at the scores table.
Not today.
Get the fuck out of here. Brown dick face boxing, whatever the fuck your name is. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get all the way the fuck out of here. We're talking business here. We're talking the business of boxing, the corruption, and we're proving our case. Now, y'all done call me crazy. Y'all call Art Hostage crazy. Y'all call Champside crazy. All we did was point out actual shit that happened. And we're saying all of this is funny. The man said he had COVID and went to the casino a day later. Then went to the car dealer and started renting out cars. No mask on. And then got on a plane and went back to the UK. Comes back and says, hey, man, I need injections in my elbow. Before the fight? But there's nothing to see here.
And they changed the ref 4 days before.
They changed the ref 4 days before. Right? But nothing happened, though. But Deontay didn't get cheated, though, right? All of you people, right? Yeah, prayers up for Mutombo. Yeah, he has a brain tumor.
Yeah, and another thing, Drew, as well, for all them haters out there and them racists, the UK has got a new Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak. He's an Asian man. I disagree with him on everything. I respect the fact that he has achieved the highest office in the UK as an Asian man, the first Asian man to be Prime Minister. And for that, you know, I celebrate that today. I disagree with everything that he stands for. But having said that, I celebrate today the diversity, right, of the UK. And all those racist haters, right, are going to be absolutely destroyed by that.
Man, look, I love it when I see a racist get all pissed off because they're not getting their way. You know, and you motherfuckers really think that y'all getting your way. You know what I'm saying? That when Wilder Fury 2 happened, he lost in February. It's Black History Month. Do y'all remember what was being said on Twitter and YouTube in our chat? You know what I'm saying? You know, look, to say that there's no racism in boxing, let alone the world, y'all are out your fucking mind. We deal with it. The whole reason why there's an LDBC is because we wanted to separate ourselves from that bullshit and talk amongst ourselves. And it's invented by a black person, but it's not exclusive to black people. We have people of all races, cultures, and creeds, man. And we wanted to separate ourselves from those motherfuckers, but they can't leave us alone. Willie Lowe says, Drew, I have a serious question. If you could give me the time to answer, let me know. Yo, what you got, bro? What you got, bro? What you got? Chess man, what up? See, we got a lot of brothers in here from the UK. What you got, Willie? Let me know. Willie Lowe.
You see, Drew, you see, what brings us all together, though, is that we're all working people. We're working class people. Yeah. And in the UK, right, it's not so much race, it's what class. Anyway, sorry, what's Willie got to say?
He says, what do you think all the trolls and people who thought it was all excuses and bullshit would do or say when the real darkness comes to light? Your thoughts, brother? You see this case that we're talking about right now? Where is it? What am I doing? I'm just gonna put the picture up. You see this right here, Willie? You see that? See that? You see that? That's a strong word. Racketeering. Boxing promoter Bob Arum named as a witness in Daniel Kinahan racketeering case. And Daniel Kinahan has so much shit with him. Human trafficking, guns, drugs, and he washed his money. Listen, I'll say this again to remind y'all. A huge portion of the reason why the Errol Spence Bud Crawford fight has been in limbo this entire time had everything to do with Bud taking his ass to Dubai and talking with him. All he did was have a conversation. And then he cut him a check for $20 million. Do y'all remember that? Yeah, I remember Bud said, I'm coming up to 147. I want 50-50. Errol said, no, 60-40. What are you talking about? He said, no, 60-40 my direction. He said, you're bugging the fuck out. He said, well, fuck it. I'm going to the Hall of Fame anyway. And then after everybody's fighting amongst each other, Bud says, okay, I'll take 35%. Wait a minute. What kind of math do you know? 50-50, 60-40 my way. Okay, I take 35%. It sounds like that $20 million you thought you had for Kinahan wasn't really there. And now you're scrambling like eggs on a Sunday fucking morning. But I don't want to get too deep into that because some of you motherfuckers are still in your feelings. But all of this shit is coming out. That was the holdup. And y'all just thought me and Art Hostage was just talking shit and we're conspiracy theorists. And then when that white man said it on Fight Hype, it became real. He said Daniel Kinahan's name. He said that Al Heyman was ready to walk away from the fight because he didn't want anything to do with Daniel Kinahan. He said that. Now it's real. But Art Hostage has been saying this shit for months. Months! So the information's the same, but you are selective about where it comes from. You guys are fucking incredible. Willie Lowe says, yep, I think mysteriously has a stroke or choke on some peanut butter before it goes to court. Just a thought. Yo, look, Bob Arum is 90. They're talking about this shit not happening until 2024. You know, he can go at any moment. He's not sick, and I'm not wishing it on him, but he can go at any moment. But I'm sure he has things in writing. In the event that I go, this is what I want said. But I'm here. I'm ready to say it. But in the event that I kick the bucket, this is what I need said. You understand? Yeah, Big Easy, he about to find out what in concert really is. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look, man. It's a slow cook, but here's what y'all going to understand. We've been right. You want to call me a Deontay Wilder fanboy? Be my guest. You are a Tyson Fury corruption dick blower. Just know that. Just know that. You can call me what you want to call me. You call me an Errol Spence fanboy. You can call me a Bud hater. You can call me a Deontay fanboy. Whatever. I was called a Flomo. It's all code. You can call me the demographic. They already did that. Oh, the demographic just needed to see Deontay knock out a white man. What? Sergey Lahovich was on there having a seizure on the floor. That was years ago. We've seen it already. What the fuck you think? What do you mean we need to see it? What are you saying? You bitch. Salute the Bob Arum.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Y'all gonna have to deal with all that work. And I'm just gonna sit back and I am going to watch the car fire. Salute the Draw in that super chat. He says, yo, Drew, I want to know if Art thinks Joe Joyce could withstand Wilder's power for 12 rounds.
Great question.
I'm gonna let you answer that. And I'm gonna give my opinion on that, bro.
Well, a great question. I think that Joe Joyce is probably one of the better heavyweights out there, but I still think it's all over between 4 and 6 rounds. So no, I don't believe he will stand the power. You know.
I think that'll be the first time, and this is my opinion. I think that'll be the first time in that bell ring you'll see Joe Joyce try and actually move his head off the line. That'll be the first time you'll see it. Because like I said, they got the heavyweight division got new problems now. They got new problems. This guy was supposed to be depressed and in a funk and walking away from the fucking world of boxing. Y'all thought y'all had him, didn't you? Y'all thought y'all had him. And
doesn't Joe Joyce lead with his head though as well? He leads with his head, and so that he'll just walk onto a right hand. And if he tries not to do it, if he tries to move his head, he's going to put away his whole equilibrium. His whole method of boxing will go out the window. But doesn't he lead with his head a lot though, Joe Joyce? The way that he leans in, so he's just going to walk straight onto a Deontay right straight away.
Bro, Chief smoked. I don't know, bro. I don't know. There's some things that I don't know. But I'll say this. That'll be the first time you'll be looking at Joe Joyce very weird. Like, he's actually moving? I've never seen him use head movement. Because at that time, at that point, they'll be like, no, bro, I know you can take punches, but you don't want to get hit by this guy more than once. You don't want to do that. Okay? You're going to have to move. That's going to be an interesting camp. You're going to be looking at the camp. You're going to see him. He's moving his head? Yeah. Yeah. All of that cutting off the ring that he did to Joseph Parker, Joseph Parker's problem was he tried to come in heavy. You don't try and match wits with a guy that's naturally heavier than you. You use what you're good at. He should have came in at his lightest weight and used lateral movement. Joe Joyce just cut off the ring and out-muscled him. And Joe Joyce is very slow, and he's not defensively responsible. And this Deontay Wilder that we see, he's not going to get the ring cut off of him because he's faster than Joseph Parker. He'll be able to get out. And when he tries to out-muscle Deontay, he's going to get met with a right hand. And his left is equally as strong as the right. So he's going to get touched up. You can try to around. It's not a wrestling match.
If there's just one thing that I can't wait for the public to see, it's the ability with Deontay Wilder with his jab. A lot of people underestimate that. You know, it might take a few rounds of competitive boxing, but I'd like to see some footage of sparring because, you know, the hand speed of Deontay Wilder is another thing that people underestimate. He's jabbing, his hand speed, and I think all of those things, right, he's working on, and I think that we're going to see that. We're going to see that if the fight goes beyond more than 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, Joe Joyce wants to smoke. He has an interim belt, I think. Usyk ain't show up. I see that fight happening. And look, ain't gonna end well for Joyce. And I like Joe Joyce. I underestimated Joe Joyce, but that's a bad matchup for Deontay. I mean, it's a bad matchup for Joyce. Very bad. But that'll be the first time you'll see something weird out of him, which is defense. And Jesus Christ, he cannot get hit by Deontay Wilder. His chin ain't that good, man. Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, is the hardest puncher in the history of the sport, being that he's one of the lighter heavyweights. Mm-hmm. You know, I think pulling up a close second is Ernie Shavers, who was one of the smaller heavyweights. But the guy could crack. I don't know how the fuck Larry Holmes got up off the floor in that first fight. That shit was ridiculous. But I bet you, if you talk to him, he'll say, yo, I don't remember shit after that. I just remember getting up. That's fucking real. I don't know how he got up. Deontay Wilder, to me, is the hardest puncher in the history of the sport. One-hitter quitters. Art, I just put your link in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all go like and subscribe to Art Hostage. Man, I really love when you're on. You could break down this stuff. You're over there. You're really educated more than I am with this stuff, and we learn. And we really, really, really appreciate you, man. We really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. And this is all, it's all coming forth. It's all coming forth. So y'all had about a good 2 years of laughing at us and saying we're making excuses. This man, Deontay's back in the ring, had a thunderous knockout, and y'all are still making this. Y'all making the excuses. But we're gonna see and what the next 3 years bring, or however long he chooses to stay on, and we're just gonna watch it unfold. And while we're watching his career unfold, we will remind you what's going on behind the scenes, because ESPN ain't talking about what's going on with Daniel Kinahan and Bob Arum and the term racketeering, and MTK Global vanished right in front of your face. And y'all ain't saying anything, but don't worry, we got you. So that's Art Hostage. I'm Drew Titan. I think the General's on. And this was fun. Salute to the Wrench Gang. Come on. Salute to you American AJ fans. Where y'all at?
Monkey!
I ain't fucking with y'all. You already know what time it is. Painful Excellence Podcast tonight, 10:30 p.m. Love y'all. Generals on y'all. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.